Okay, so this last section is very important. This is a publishing authorization section, and this is important to establish in your discovery formally, where you're going to give me a response here, letting me know a few things that are important. And first, I just want to explain something that maybe you kind of already know, or I might have explained on the discovery call, but advertising on the Meta platform means that you're actually advertising on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and the Audience Network. So it's actually multi-platform advertising, and each platform has its own channels like stories, reels, and timeline, and that sort of thing. So this is multi-platform, multi-channel advertising with very sophisticated machine learning involved to distribute the publishing of your ads and serve impressions to people and make them see your ads. So there's a lot of changes that happen at the technological level, and technically when we're running ads and using all of the cool tools that they have in Meta to leverage all of these platforms and channels within the platforms, like reels and stories and timeline within the channels. But the psychology of people hasn't changed. And I'm just going to give you a quick analogy. Imagine, when you're building a relationship with somebody, it kind of goes through the same steps mostly for all people. And this has been proven. There's a lot of studies behind it. But like a good example would actually be like a romantic relationship. Same thing with your customers, right? Like your customers need to go through phases of awareness and phases of decision making and then conversion to actually convert. Okay, so just going up to somebody, like let's say in a romantic relationship, like let's say you're going to go on a date with somebody, and you went to a bar to meet them, or you went to a club or a restaurant or something like that. You go on a date. If you walked into the date and you just asked them to marry you right away, they would think you're crazy and probably just leave, because you haven't moved through those phases of trust building and relationship building. Advertising is the same way. You need to make people aware of you, and you also need to show them ads that will get them to convert. So you still need to ask them to marry you if you want to get married, or if you want the customer to buy from you, you still have to ask them to do that. But there needs to be a phase of awareness. And what's really beautiful about the Meta platform is it does a really good job of retargeting people. And I'm going to build your ads in such a way that it does this really well. So what's important is that we have awareness-based creative that's going to just get people's attention. And these ads aren't really designed to create conversions or ask them to just buy from you right away. Okay, and so there will be an awareness aspect to your creative strategy. Now, if you already have that and you have collateral for that, great. But me and my team will be making recommendations for awareness-based ads that are good for social media, that are usually based on trends, based on current, social media viral clips, memes, what's popular in your industry, things like this. Okay. And these ads might not have the same kind of down funnel metrics attached to them that you'd like, but they have really good front end metrics. They have really good attention-based metrics. I combine those with conversion ads. So I still use conversion-based ads, but think of the conversion-based ads as the ask to get married, right? In solidifying like a really important relationship, or asking the customer to do business with you. So I will create ads like that for you as well. And what we want to understand is that for all of these ads to work well and make sure that we have the awareness, we have the conversion ads, we need to provide the system with the type of media that it does really well with learning. Now, that's going to include video and graphic design. Video is important because it provides what's called a hook rate and a hold rate. People can see the video and we can tell if it grabs their attention, which is good for awareness-based stuff, and if we're doing a good job grabbing them. And then hold rate is like, do they continue to watch the video to see more, okay? So that actually helps the machine learning. It helps your account optimize. So video creative is really important in that regard. Graphic design is very important because we can see immediate action, like click-through rate, immediate attention to the graphic. When the impression is shown, something happens usually. Graphic design is really important because it kind of provides a faster metric, so to speak. But combining graphic and video together ultimately results in really good retargeting strategies. And there are strategies around awareness-based creative and conversion-based creative for both video and graphic design. So I'm going to make recommendations for both of those for you. And I'm going to set those up in a way where they work really well for retargeting and getting attention. So one thing that the reason I'm going through this on this video, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this and move through this, is that if you don't understand this, you may see some of the ads I'm trying to produce for you and think that, they shouldn't be running or something like that. But overall, the overall results and the overall strategy is really what matters in the aggregate or the overall scheme of things, okay? So trying to micromanage them or get into them can actually create failure for you if you don't understand all this, okay? And so what's important is that, I have the leverage to do what's called rapid testing, where I can come up with these ideas for you rapidly and then run them in limited tests where I'm running them in campaigns that aren't costing you as much because they're more awareness-based campaigns. But I can see the metrics on the front end, and if they do really well, I can move them into your campaigns where we have more budget for them, where we can take those ads that we've tested that work really well, move them in. Now, rapid testing is a method that I use that creates really good success for my clients because then I can publish more ads for you. And I use AI creative. I will generate really good AI creative for you based on ad psychology that works really well. And I'll use the collateral you give me, and I'll collaborate with you to make collateral, and I'll help you create video ads. And if you want to do organic creator ads where we actually hire a creator, you'll see that I'll make that offer as well. Those are separate projects. To hire a creator, we do have to charge money for that. But I'll help develop that and create a plan and a storyboard and all of that. But at the end of the day, we need to be launching rapid tests for you on a regular basis. So after we get like initial mock-ups to you and you see what our ads look like and you see how this goes, I need authorization to just publish testing for you on a regular basis. And I'll still share ads with you. You're still going to see what ads are running. It's no problem. But generally, it's much better if I can do rapid testing for you and then move those winners into your main campaign without asking for your permission every time. If I'm going to be asking for your permission every time, me and my team are communicating with you a lot to get approval. I understand in some industries this might be required, but generally speaking, it is going to slow down your progress and it is going to slow down your success if we have to approve every single ad that we're launching for you. Just due to the nature of how the platform works, we really need to be launching and running, like a handful of ads, sometimes on a weekly basis for some clients. Sometimes we can launch a handful of ads like once a month, and we get like a good winner or something like that, and we're able to optimize that. But I also need your permission, and I need you to answer the question, like if you're going to not only authorize us for rapid testing, but if you'll also authorize me to do your variable testing. So if I can take a ad that works for you, make a version of it, and then test it, it goes a lot faster if I have your permission to do that versus seeing something that works, coming up with a concept for it, approving that concept with you, creating the concept, then asking for your permission, and then getting your permission and doing it. You can tell it's a very much more prolonged process, and it can stifle your results. It can actually create failure for you a lot of times, whereas it's much better if you just trust me to go ahead and optimize the winners, make variations of them, and publish them and run them. Because really, ultimately, at the end of the day, if the testing results are bad, we're just not going to run the ad. And generally speaking, rapid tests are anywhere, we'll spend $20 on a set of like 3 different variations, and we know what the results are in a matter of 2 or 3 days. So the rapid testing method I use is very affordable, it's very fast, and it just behooves you to authorize me to publish for you and do these things. And obviously, like, we can work very closely. If that's what you want, that's no problem. I just want to forewarn you that will slow down your results, where we don't have that kind of leverage. And obviously, on a regular basis, I'll be soliciting you or asking you if you have custom ad requests, if you have ideas. I work very closely with you. Me and my team are going to work very close with you on the creative level, so that we're always trying to launch ads and look for good results for you. But basically, this part of the discovery is probably the most important part, because we're going to establish how we're going to work here, how I'm going to publish for you. And I generally just recommend that you allow for the publishing to go out, because it's really not going to hurt you at all to do lots of testing on different ideas, because of how low the cost of testing is on the Meta platform and how many impressions they give you for such a low price when you're doing rapid testing. So highly recommend it. And then obviously, like, optimizing your winners is a home run a lot of times, like most of the time. And needing to approve these things on an ongoing basis and emailing back and forth, or texting back and forth, this sort of thing, it really just stifles the process. And so mostly I recommend that you do allow us to do some publishing for you, and to do testing for you, and move the creative ball forward, because predominantly my clients that do really well, and the clients I have awesome success with and great case studies, allow for that creative autonomy and allow for that testing to happen. So go ahead and just roll through these questions for me and let me know where we stand on the publishing authorization. And I really look forward to getting your mock-ups to you, getting your strategy documents over to you, getting your ads set up and launched, and optimizing your ads if you're already running them, and obviously just trying to get some success right away, but getting those initial ads launched if we're just getting started. So thank you so much for taking the time on this discovery forum, and we'll be talking to you soon.